right, the Pentagon now relaxing its rules on religious apparel troops can wear in uniform, meaning some turbans, facial hair will be allowed now. Is this good or bad? Here to react, author of this book, A Battle for the Soul of Islam, and the president of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy, Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. Dr. Jasser, you served in the Navy. You're a Muslim. Are you happy about this?
Well, I'll tell you, for some segments, I think it will help the Sikh community, Orthodox Jews, but I'll tell you, in the Navy I served, I was able to practice my faith, fast, pray, and I never saw the need for this type of bending over backwards for political correctness. And I'm worried that the administration is more concerned about checking the boxes off for these pseudo-civil rights groups that are really trying to weaken our unit cohesion, weaken mission readiness, and ultimately tee up the football for litigation jihad, or people like monsters like Nidal Hassan who want to wear a beard, or Nasser Abdo, who the Secretary of the Army gave conscientious objection accommodation to. And, ultimately I just hope, the rollout of this yesterday and today has really not shown a balance that they're going to protect the commands that are going to make these decisions, and I hope they do that and balance this.
The whole thing is, if you don't want to join, this is a volunteer force. If your religion conflicts with what the rules are in the military, do something else. Here's Lieutenant Colonel Alan West.
It's a horrible idea. It's part of the fundamental transformation of the United States of America and the social re-engineering of our military. We could have seen this coming when the ruling during the Nidal Hassan case was that he would be allowed to keep his beard. This again is a breakdown of the good order and discipline. I don't understand why the administration would take this on, but I believe that Chairman Joe Wilson, who is head of the subcommittee in the House on military personnel, should immediately call a hearing and start challenging this administration by making these unilateral decisions that are going to affect the military and its personnel. And eventually it will affect its readiness. It's going to cause more complaints, more issues.
Meanwhile, the Assistant Secretary of Defense says this is just a culmination of a process of creating an environment that is more welcoming to some segments of our population. Your reaction?
Well, I generally agree with the sentiment that Colonel West is talking about, which is all we've seen is accommodation and degradation of our readiness and unit cohesion. But also we have to remember that the Sikh community, who wearing a beard and a turban is central to their faith, were not able to serve, and they've proven that it won't affect their safetiness. They can wear a mask, etc. So some of this, what they do is piggyback on communities that do need some legitimate accommodations, and meanwhile open the door for the litigation jihadists, represented by groups like CARE and others, to use this as a club on the head of officers that want to maintain safety and mission readiness.
Army of one. It shouldn't be about you. It's about the unit, the country, the mission. Aren't we missing the whole reason for joining the military?
And that's the language that needs to come from the White House, from the DOD, and that, if you look at the directive, not much has changed. All they've done is given the commands the freedom to make this decision. They haven't said that anyone who whimsically demands a beard is going to get it. They still have to go through an approval process, and I hope the Salafis and others that may start using this as a club to separate and balkanize our military will not be given that club, and that we protect our officers, no different than we did the officers that were going to report Nidal Hassan that didn't, because they were worried about getting sued. We're actually continuing to give them no protections, and I hope that's not where we're headed. But there is a little silver lining here that Sikhs, Orthodox Jews, and others will be able to serve when they haven't been able to in the past.
Yeah, but you should bend to the rules of the military. The military should not be bending to your rules. If you want to serve, serve in some other fashion that allows you to display your religious beliefs. You cannot be bending for everyone. Every commanding officer that refuses one guy's request, he's going to be in trouble. Believe me, their word's going to go out. There's going to be whispers, and there's going to be pressure. Dr. Zuhdi Jasser, I see a bad trend. Thanks so much for voicing your opinion.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.